Welcome kitchen table wizards, welcome deck brewers from all over the world. As you can see, I am a little bit less casual, because today we are speaking with a very important someone. One of the most respected, most powerful, most successful humans of all magic. And personally, I also think one of the most good-looking humans of all magic. Although Hannah, the ship's navigator, she's also not bad actually. Okay, focus Bram. Okay, today we are going to talk to Talia and let's see if she's at the other side of the connection. Hello.
Yes, I'm here.
So, Talia, you are the most powerful human out there. How does that feel?
Well, Bram, I wouldn't say I'm the most powerful. I've had a lot of friends to help me.
Okay, but you did defeat the Lunar Council, right?
Oh, no. They sentenced me to death, but luckily I had Audric save me from the order that I established. And all of my soldiers are dutiful, Bram. Do you have to remind me of that instance?
Okay. There you go. Can you then maybe tell us a little bit on how you single-handedly defeated the horde of the Eldrazi's at Innistrad?
Well, without the help of Olivia Boldarin and the werewolves, this never would have happened.
Okay, maybe if I pay some more money. Here you go. But it was you who defeated the Eldrazi angel Brizella.
No, Bram. I did this together with Sigarda.
There's not too much left here. There you go. You defeated Emrakul, right? That was you.
That was the Gatewatch. And by the way, I heard what you said about Hannah at the beginning when you said that she was more beautiful than me.
Okay, that went well. Okay, so we went for a humans deck and we ended up with a quite angry human, so let's make an angry humans deck. Also, if you like my content, feel free to subscribe. Also, leave a comment below if you want to win a card market voucher. At the end of the video, I will announce this week's winner. Now, let's head straight into the deck. So, as always, we are on spot for the flavor of the deck. Let's start with the lands and then head into the rest of the cards. Humans live in settlements, so I wanted the lands to reflect this as well. I have chosen to go for 10 plains and 10 mountains, so a very cheap land base, and I found this cool plain of Jonas the Raw with a nice settlement, and another settlement you can find on this mountain as well. Of course, all those humans, they need to have a place to live, so we can put them in some battlements, and we also have 2 castles for the VIPs and the royalty. Now let's head into the creatures, and we have a whole town of angry humans. But before we go into the angry humans, I might have to explain why they are angry. Well, it's all because they have a quite annoying princess and she's not as beloved as it is on the card. Now the princess, she has some champions and they do protect her, so the situation isn't really getting resolved. Now the princess, she apparently lived in one of the castles with a noble and the noble also was quite imposing. Now there were also some underpaid guys at the door and a show-off who liked playing with swords. Now the story also goes that among all those humans there was a confused human lost in the woods who was looking for friends. Now luckily he found some friends in 2 girls from Egypt and 3 guys on 1 card from Athens. Now this is all quite logical. What is less logical is the mode of transportation that those humans have chosen. The preferred transportation mode to get from one settlement to another was, you guessed it, by Pegasus. Now a few of those humans, they couldn't afford a Pegasus, so they get jealous, they got angry, they were quite malcontent. And when this happens there's always one ringleader, but luckily he had to listen to a mentor and they all joined the garrison instead. Now you would think, okay, in the garrison there everything will be fine. Well, that's not really what happened. Apparently some very weird went on in the garrison. Now most of them, they stayed inside too much and they melted into this. So it's an ooze with tentacles. That's also a town and an Eldrazi. I don't think the humans in the garrison were the only one that had too much of the... So Hanwer, the Ritting township, just left with some Eldrazi. Now luckily not all the humans were there. There were also some VIPs. Let's talk about the VIPs now. So you first had Alesha. She apparently had a death wish. And then there was Tajik, who was still unhappy that he didn't got selected to be part of the village people. And then there is also Taranika. No one really knows why she ended up here actually. She came from Greece. I don't know what she's doing here in the castle. Of course I needed to include Talia. And I'm not going to say anything bad about Talia, because someone just stole her makeup box and she looks pretty angry. Now apparently every Sunday all the VIPs, they gather at a little hill and there they go and worship a big Pegasus with huge antlers. Now unfortunately, apparently not everyone is going to church to the hill to worship the Archon. Some just go out and riot, as they want to rally for the throne because of the annoying princess, remember, but also because they think they saw an omen of the sun. And what happens when you get upset? Exactly, you make a stance, you go rally and get some more peasants until you get struck by lightning. Now these impact tremors make the angry humans go in lockdown in a sanctuary. And finally there is some justice. The angry humans, they stopped being upset and they decided to have a big, huge party. Actually 2 big parties. Now if you don't believe me, I got this story from a very important character that also was involved with the deck. Her name is Elspeth. She's also involved, but actually I don't really believe a word she said. Alright, this was a different take on a deck list this week. I hope you enjoyed it. I definitely did. Maybe let's go into a bit more strategic way because it's actually a good deck, and let's look at the power rankings. So the deck has a power of 8. It's not super complex to play because you play humans and you attack, and it's also quite consistent. This is really an offensive deck and it doesn't have any defense. I think it's a fun deck to play and it's really cheap, so a lot of value for money. Now let's have a look how the deck plays against other decks in the metagame review. So this is an aggressive deck, so against other aggressive decks it's a fair matchup, but also against mid-range decks it's okay. Especially because you can go wide and play a lot of humans and boost them so you can deal a lot of damage in one turn, and mostly you put so much pressure on the mid-range decks that they don't have the time to stabilize. Against control decks it's really a matter of how much you can pressure them. You don't have too many 1-drops, so you might miss a few points of damage in the early game, which can be vital to see who ends up winning. The angry humans aren't that fast, so against control decks, maybe you don't have enough speed to really pressure them, and when they're starting to play their mass removal, you might run out of cards. Against combo decks, you really want to kill them before they can establish the combo, and then you'll be alright, but once they have a combo, you'll be a sitting duck. So we're at the end of the video. Normally now I announce the winner of the card market voucher, but I just found out that someone came back and will do it before me.
If Brams is going to have to be taxed, you might as well benefit off it too. The winner of this voucher is... And thank you for having me, ZBexx, here as Thalia. One angry human who you better not insult again or there's going to be taxes to pay. Thanks, Bram, for having Thalia on your show. Truly the most beautiful human in all the multiverse. Or at least in Estrad. We'll let Hana have Dominaria. Be fab.
What are you saying? Always keep it casual, and I'm dressed like this. It's not casual, but I am casual.